Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shanghai Auto Show. Now, first things first, Ivana and my sweet daughter are nowhere to be seen because unfortunately, baby Jean could not get security clearance to come in here. It's no children allowed on Media Day. With that being said, you're stuck with me for today, and let's go see what we can find at an extremely massive convention center here. Let's go. Look at this thing. It's got a unique shape on the back of it. Although, honestly, still better looking than the Cybertruck. And probably this is a good people mover because 3 rows of seats and lots of space. That's like almost a limousine size. I guess it's technically a minivan. Oh, and the captain's seat on the second row swivel around. Not bad at all. This is the ultimate road trip vehicle with a massive sunroof on it. Oh look, the door won't slam. No matter how hard he throws it, the door will not slam. And so the idea here is these cars are either new that will be in production and be for sale, or even some of them will be concept cars which are not yet in production. And everybody here has a camera and everybody's filming. So I'll do my best to get some footage of these new models, but there's people all around, so we'll see how close I can get. Now, with that being said, there are a lot, naturally, of Chinese brands here, and I think we'll focus on them, and especially the electric cars, which is sort of the new thing in the automotive industry. But also there is Ford and Volkswagen, and I believe this is a Lincoln Navigator right here. So brands from all over the world, to be fair. And if you can believe it, somebody actually bought this exact Lincoln Navigator with a little bit of LEDs on the front grille here, right here off the showroom floor for about 1.5 million yuan. Not bad. Oh, check it out, everybody. You guys know me and buses. This is a bus. Is this an RV? Inside is a kitchen and things, or just seats inside? Maybe we can go check.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go check. On second thought, we're not going to see the bus because this is the line just to go experience the showroom floor. So we're going to skip it. Zeekr, I've heard of before. Actually, Ivana and I saw a Zeekr display out in the streets of Shanghai. And I gotta say, some of these look pretty good. Clearly electric over here. You can tell because no grille in the front. And then this guy over here, I love. That looks like a tough car with a big grille in the front, big silver in the front, all shiny black, and even got a tinted windshield. That looks like a nice vehicle. Actually, Zeekr has some good designs. And so it's funny because I remember when Tesla, the electric car, was first introduced in Canada, a lot of people were not convinced like how far it could go and where are you going to charge it. It was sort of a brand new concept, and then they had a pretty meteoric rise where it was the dominating brand of electric cars. And somehow along the line, I believe Chinese electric cars have surpassed Tesla, not only in just sales and profits, but also in just superior technology. And so I think we're getting a small taste of that here today because some of these cars look pretty sleek and pretty nice and 100% Chinese electric. What is this? This is like a demonstration. Can we go over there?
Yeah.
Okay. This is like a demonstration of, believe it or not, Huawei. Which, honestly, I didn't even know Huawei made cars. I thought Huawei made cell phones. Evidently, they make cars and cell phones. So this is just a shell of a car. They got a, I guess, electric little engine up here. And they're showing you the way it's all laid out. This is like something from a future movie, like a futuristic movie or something. And so obviously this is not a car that you would drive on the road, it's just a display. But what they're showing you here is all of the yellow things here. These are either cameras or up top is LiDAR. So in real time, this stuff is scanning 360 degrees around the car. And then this unit here called the MDC, that's gonna crunch all the data. which has to happen at lightning speed because it's on the highway in this example. And this unit is gonna send signals to the engines to effectively drive the car with no people in it. So the lovely lady working at the Huawei display immediately said, this system of driverless navigation is better than Tesla. That was one of the first things she says, which was very funny. And so this is a display of where they put all the units and how it could effectively navigate traffic without anybody touching the steering wheel. Totally amazing, and I didn't expect it from Huawei. Very impressive. And so you guys can let me know in the comments, would you feel safe in a driverless car? Because I think pretty soon the data will be undeniable that these types of cars are actually safer than a car that has a human driver in it, and yet I'm still a bit nervous to do it myself. I mean, imagine getting into a taxi and there's nobody in the front seat and it drives you somewhere. Even if I know it's safer, I would still be nervous. Let me know if you would do it. I think it's coming soon. I might just be an old man in a young man's world. Wow, check it out. This is an Audi right here in the Huawei section. And the reason it's here is because it uses the smart driving, driverless feature of Huawei. So I guess Huawei is so good at driverless that Audi purchased it from them for this model. Wow, way to go, Huawei. Uh-oh. Look at that car. Oh, it's a Lotus. It's got 3 seats and the driver goes right in the middle, if you notice. You can see the steering wheel is like a cockpit right down the center. Now, to be fair, this is a concept car, so this is not in production, but it's Lotus sort of showing off what they're capable of and what they're dreaming up for the future. I mean, I kind of love it, but it looks like a video game or like a futuristic. I mean, it looks like a concept car. But it kind of looks great. I really can't get over the steering wheel right in the center. And the steering wheel is sort of suspended on a column. Wow. I mean, if you drove this thing down the street, you would turn some heads. Look at the Lotus. Now, this brand is a Chinese brand, and the name is Changchun. Close enough, and it means the Great War. Yes. Which I didn't expect a name like that for a car brand. Let's check it out. I like it. I like it a lot. This almost looks like a Jeep with the front cutout fenders. It kind of looks tough and good. Maybe I'm stereotyping myself, but I'm from North America, so I tend to like trucks, or SUVs at the very least. But this looks pretty slick, man. And the paint is sort of not too shiny. It's almost flat. Looks good. I'm a fan. I am a fan of this car. And of course, fully electric. In the driver's seat, you've got the big screen in the middle for media, and then the screen behind the steering wheel for speedometer and maps. Not bad. Not bad at all. Next up, we've got Haval, who is showing their car bouncing around. Oh, look at this. It almost looks like the ground is moving, but it's not. They're just showing the suspension. Wow, look at that. Shaking the car. Now the doors are opening by itself, and it's kneeling down. Now it's standing up again. Now it's bouncing. Whoa. It's funny to watch. It almost looks like the ground is moving, but it's not. It's just the car jumping around. And so the idea is they're showcasing the suspension and that the ride would be exceptionally smooth even if the road was very bouncy because the stability is very high. In any case, it was fun to watch because the car was bouncing around. Oh, check this out, everybody. This is a must-see for me. So as you guys probably know, my lovely wife and I have an RV. We actually built our own RV in the back of a bus. So I didn't know if RV or motorhome culture was very big here in China, but there is a brand new motorhome right here, which is not too big. It's about the same size as a pickup truck. Let's go check it out if we can. All right, so here's the driving area up front. It looks new and modern and nice, and right above that is where you would sleep. So this is your bedroom with a little bit of a screen here. So I'm assuming there'll be a projection screen in the back, which I guess is there. This is where you can eat your dinner over here. Not too bad. The seats look like $1 million. Look like captain's chairs, maybe even massage chairs. And then here's your storage in the back, pantry. This is going to be a shower, I bet. Yep, there's your full bathroom, toilet and shower. Not bad. I will say this is nicer than my RV. And then there's your fridge. This is your little
mentioned they have a washing machine here. I can't find it.
washing machine.
这里没有洗衣机吗？洗衣机有吗？哦， it's here.
Oh, there. Even a washing machine for your laundry. And the price tag is about 700,000 yuan. That's a lot. I can't afford it. But I would like to, because this is as modern as you're going to get for an RV. The one I built in the bus is very much made out of wood and got a more of a cabin or rustic feel. This one is like a luxury apartment. Wow. Did you know there is a Chinese motorcycle brand that has 8 cylinders and 8 gears? So this is a V8 engine with an 8-speed transmission on a motorcycle. That thing would be big and heavy. Look right there, 2,000 cc. I guess that means motorcycle. Big and probably loud and probably the king of the road. I didn't expect that from a Chinese company. Maybe this is like the Chinese Harley Davidson. Big highway cruiser. Whoa. They just drove that truck up a flight of stairs. That's a flight of steps, they just drove it up. I didn't expect that. Yeah, they just drove it up the stairs. There comes another one. That's a pretty good demonstration. Here it goes, here it goes. It's fun to watch. And keep in mind, newbie.
Very awesome.
Very awesome. Newbie. Yeah, very awesome. And keep in mind, that's fully electric. Just climbed up those flight of steps. For me, that's a more compelling or more convincing argument to its stability and its power than the other vehicle that was just shaking itself. And I think that vehicle goes up the steps, there's a course over there, and then it comes back around here, and basically all day it just goes up the steps and around, up the steps and around. So at the end of the day, that truck is gonna have climbed as much steps, probably as tall as a Shanghai Tower, and still going, and full electric. That was fun to watch. New B.
Yeah.
New B. I cannot tell you how big this place is. If you see the halls that are this size, which is so far you can barely see the far walls in the distance, there are in fact 10 of them that are being used today. 8 on one floor and 2 on another floor. I think every car brand in the world is here because incredibly massive this place. And of course, we should show BYD because if rumors are true, BYD is the #1 electric car brand in the world. They surpassed Tesla. So let's check out BYD. It's so funny that when I first came to China, my head was spinning based on all these car brands I had never heard of and so many electric cars. And I remember the first time I noticed a Build Your Dreams car, I had never heard of that brand in my life, and that was only like a year ago. Fast forward till today, it's the #1 electric car manufacturer in the world, and I had never heard of it. So it's almost like there's a whole little world going on in China, its own little ecosystem that sometimes if you're not from China, you don't stumble into it, and then once you come here, you realize, wow, there's a whole bunch of things going on over here. And I think one of the reasons that BYD is so popular is because these cars are distinctly not super duper luxury. They're sort of affordable for the everyday driver, it seems, because they look pretty familiar based on things you would see on the road every day. Maybe not something like this. This is inspired from a movie, I think.
No, a video game.
Video game, okay.
Which was very popular. Name is the Black Hole.
Oh, I heard of it. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I heard of it.
Yeah.
Of course.
It was very popular.
Right. But my point is, most of the cars here are not looking like that. They look more like this, which is something you would see every day on the road. BYD electric cars. They do have a sleek design. I don't mean they look ugly, but they just don't look like they're millions and millions of dollars. They look like SUVs and cars, and evidently they're made well because they are selling like hotcakes. And in fact, these video game inspired BYDs from the game Wukong are for sale. This one here is going to run you about 250,000 yuan. It's got huge spoilers and fins on every angle of it. Even the mirror has a big fin, and the fin's got scales. Not to mention the spoiler on the back is I guess it's a double spoiler. Something special. This would be something that stands out in the parking lot for sure. Okay. Now, I gotta give a huge and very sincere thank you to our new friend Xu Qing, who is the one who invited us here and arranged everything. She works at Shanghai Daily. In fact, you can see a brief interview with me on Shanghai Daily. But my point is, she's the one who got us media passes today. It's unfortunate we couldn't bring Jean inside, but she worked very hard to try and get Jean in.
Right.
And so we appreciate that. Now, my favorite car was the Haval truck. I think that was very cool, although the RV was super nice also. What stood out the most was probably Huawei and their driverless technology. And was good to see BYD. It's amazing that BYD had like 15 models of vehicles. They had so many different vehicles. And I guess they're the #1 in the world, so they're selling like crazy. Anyway, it was a great tour. My first ever auto show was really nice. I liked it.
Cool.
So big thanks to Xu Qing. She didn't want to be in the video, but you probably saw her in the background. And I think you heard her voice talking about Wukong, the video game. But anyway, big thanks to her. And Ivana and I are off to film more videos. So stay tuned for more China good stuff. Okay, bye.